Greetings, it's I, Tantasnap and Dracovin, Lord and Emperor of the Dracovin Empire, and welcome! It is time to continue our talks about BESM. We're going to get back into talking about the combat rules in BESM. Today I'm going to go over defending yourself in BESM, dealing damage, and recovering after you've been dealt damage. So let's get into defending yourself. Defending yourself is always a reaction. You're doing it in reaction to someone attacking you. It's possible that when you're defending yourself, you can always succeed even if you roll 2 1s. So if you have a 2, you could still possibly defend. There are also points in time where you're unable to defend, that the difficulty is so great that there's no way you can do it. And there's also times where you can choose not to defend yourself, where you choose not to take that reaction to the attack oncoming to you. Now, of course, defense is based on the 2 dice roll, plus your defense combat value, plus any other kind of modifiers that are modifying that. Now, you can take multiple defenses in a turn. If for everyone after this first, you start getting a penalty. Your second defense of the turn, you get a -1. Your third, you get a -3. And your fourth and beyond, you get a -6 to that defensive roll. So if you have a really high defense, you might still get like a penalty of -6, and if, let's say, I still had like +6, I'd still have my 2d6 in hopes to defend. Now, the amount of damage your weapons deal is going to be fixed. What it is you take your weapons attribute, you multiply it by your damage multiplier, and you take that number and you add it to your attack combat value. So if I had, let's say, a weapon attribute of 3, a multiplier of 5, I'd have 15, and if my attack combat value is 5, my damage would be 20 I'm dealing with my attack. So once I do that, once I'm hitting something with my attack, I'm doing 20 damage. Now, their armor and force field can reduce that damage, and it can even reduce it to 0, which would mean they take nothing. Now, if it fails to, any remaining damage is taken away from their health. If a target's health reaches 0, they are knocked unconscious and disabled. Now, of course, there are some attacks which are made to specifically disable and not do lethal damage, but they detail them under the weapon special abilities. Now, you also do have a chance of dying. If your damage dealt to you puts you into a negative equivalent to your total health points, let's say my health is 50, and I've taken down to 0, and I take another 50 damage, I've reached critically injured, I've taken mortal wounds, and unless I get some help by someone, or someone can come and use a special ability on me and help me out, I'm very likely to die. That's why the system actually makes it very hard for characters to die in, and that's the point of it. There aren't a lot of deaths in animes usually, unless they're very brutal ones. There are ones that there are deaths of characters, but it doesn't show up as much in a lot of the lighthearted ones, and so it's built into the system that, you're going to be unconscious before you're going to die, and, the chances of survival from certain things might be just you die anyway, but, so death in a game depends on the tone of it. Now, you can also die from just taking a straight hit. If an attack does more damage to you than your base health, regardless if it drops you into mortal situations, you have to make a soul check or possibly die. You're basically getting a shock from a huge attack. It's just something that's just knocking you down right away. Now, you recover health at a rate of your body per day. If someone was caring for you, you can double that amount of recovery. And this is without any other kind of special abilities healing you. Now, if something would deal you stun damage trying to knock you out, as I said, one of the special abilities, which is trying to do non-lethal, that recovers at a rate of 1 per hour per body, or, again, double that if you're under someone's care. Now, drain stats, which you can get, it's an effect you can get, recover at a rate of 1 per hour also. Now, any objects or equipment or things like mecha that you might have would require you to make checks in order to repair them. And each of those sort of has a defined amount of time that you're doing it in. Now, energy points. I've talked a little bit about them before, but if you lose them when you're becoming fatigued. When you do a lot of activity, you start losing energy points. You can also spend them to get bonuses in combat. Energy points, if you go down to 0, you're knocked unconscious. If they recover at a rate of your mind plus your soul divided by 2, so if your mind's 4 and your soul's 4, you take them, 8 divided by 2 is 4, that number per hour of rest. So that's it for today. I've gone over the basics of defense, damage, and recovery in BESM. If you have any questions, comments, anything you want to say, anything you think I forgot, leave it in the comments below. Please like this video if you enjoyed it. It's a great way of showing your support for the channel and the Empire. Please subscribe if you already have it. We're always looking for more members, more citizens of the Empire. And please share this video. If you know anyone that would learn from this video or would enjoy watching it, please share it with them. And until the next time, I bid you farewell.